Welcome back, Patriots. I recorded this about like 30 minutes ago, but for some reason, it only recorded like 2 minutes of the whole thing that I went through. I was so angry because I want to go to bed, but I'm gonna finish this. I'm gonna do it. Um, it's gonna be rapid fire. Let's get started. And it has to do with the Pelican project. Let's shoot. The top secret Obama era scandal that makes Uranium One look like a parking ticket. Despite former White House Speaker Nancy Pelosi claimed that the Obama administration was the most transparent administration in the history of former President piece of shit Obama faced a lot of different scandals during his 2 terms in office and post-presidency. From Sinatra to the Fast and Furious and Benghazi to Emailgate, the Obama administration was one, if not the most corrupt administrations in history. President piece of shit is also the only president in modern times who had new scandals emerge from presidency. Most Americans have heard of the FISA-gate, Tarmite-gate, and the Spygate. These are post-Obama scandals involving the attempted and ongoing political assassination of President Trump through the Mueller investigation. Additional scandals like the fake dossier, Fusion GPS, and Uranium One have also been brought to light. However, one scandal that the liberal media and the intelligence community and the Obama administration has covered up is perhaps the most dangerous, most severe, and the most shocking of all piece of shit era scandals. It is called Project Pelican. In 2014, the Obama administration secretly awarded a 35-year lease on a strategic military defense cargo container in Florida Port Kavanaugh to Galtanier. Galtanier is owned by 2 Iraqi brothers, Hamid Jafar and Dr. Dia Jafar, who was a lead nuclear physicist and former dictator to Saddam Hussein's top secret weapons program. Dr. Jafar was also a threat to America's national security in that 2003 the Pentagon placed Dr. Jafar on CENTCOM's blacklist, which immediately made him a high-value target for kill or capture by U.S. coalition forces during the Iraq War. If this wasn't bad enough, Gouverneur was also affiliated with another company called Crescent Investments, which has ties to Russia's state atomic energy corporation, Rosatom, which purchased Uranium One. So let's recap. Not only did Obama and the former Secretary of State, Hillary Clinton, allow the Russians to control 1/5 of our uranium rights, but they also secretly allowed a 35-year lease on our ports to be run and operated by former Saddam Hussein loyalists, including a nuclear weapons expert. And he did it all without A. CFIUS review. CFIUS, or the Committee of Foreign Investment in the United States, oversees a process in which all major agreements involving national security must go through a mandatory national security threat assessment and analysis. This consists of input, suggestions, and oversight from 16 U.S. intelligence agencies. This review was never done. Obama allowed this deal to go through without a national security threat assessment. Why was this deal allowed to go through? Why was it not subject to a CFIUS review? What implications could it have for our long-term national security? These questions demand answers. The agreement should be null and void due to the fact that this mandatory protocol was ignored. President Trump should immediately cancel this agreement and or any other agreements made by the other administration which did not follow national security. The real Russia story. Port Canaveral, Project Pelican, and Uranium One deals connected through the Jafars. Gaffarnier is connected to the Uranium One deal. Gaffarnier is the Iraqi Jafar family UAE based ports company that is tightly connected to Russian and Saddam Hussein's nuclear weapons program. In 2014, the Obama administration awarded Gutnier for a 35-year lease to Florida's Port Canaveral cargo container terminal in a secret deal codenamed Project Pelican. First partner with the Russians enter RAOUES, a subsidiary of Rosatom, majority owner of Uranium One. In 2011, Gaultier affiliate Crescent Investments partnered via a strategic cooperation agreement with Russia's state-owned power station operator and electricity import-export monopoly Interral UES. At the time, Interral UTS was a subsidiary of Russia's Rosatom State Atomic Energy Corporation. Rosatom is a Russian company that purchased Uranium One. The Russian government's military-industrial complex, petroleum, industrial, electoral, power grid, nuclear energy sector, and nuclear and weapons complex are all components of a giant web of the state-controlled enterprises. Their businesses structures may routinely shift like the sand dunes in a desert, but these key sectors always remain under the control of Vladimir Putin and the Kremlin. Rosatom controls the Russian sprawling nuclear weapon production complex. Rosatom purchased Canadian mining company Uranium One in a deal that transferred control to 1/5 of the U.S. uranium reserves, a strategic national security commodity critical to U.S. nuclear defense, into the hands of the Russia and Vladimir Putin. RAOUES is chaired by Igor Sechin, who at the time of the Crescent investment deal was Russia's deputy prime minister and the hand of the Russia's petroleum giant Rosanet. Rosanet? I don't know. Rosanef is a Russian state-owned enterprise in business with Crescent, Pelican, and other Gafnir affiliate. Forbes reported in January 2018 that section known as the Darth Vader of Russia is more powerful than the Russian Prime Minister Dmitry Medvedev, more powerful than Vladimir Putin, and feared more than Putin. Management frequently moves amongst Rosatom, Interrail US. I'm just going to say it like that. And the Uranium One. The management of the Power Rail US, Uranium One, and Uranium One's majority owner, Rosenstom, has been in a revolving door. Management moves among these three Russian companies freely and frequently. Boris Kovalchuk is the chairman of the management board Inner Rail in 2009. He was deputy director general for development of the State Atomic and Energy Corporation Rosatom. According to Inner Rail 2015 annual report, Rosatom's acquisition of Uranium One was well underway in 2009. Mikhail Konestrov, senior vice president of Uranium One Group, served as a CEO of the joint venture of Rosatom and Interrail U.S. Energy Efficiency Center LLC, according to his biography featured on Uranium One's official website. The Iraqi Jafar family's history with WMD. The Crescent Group chairman of the Gurnifer co-owner Humed Jafar and his brother and business partner, rogue Iraqi nuclear physicist Dr. Jafar Daya Jafar, were both deeply involved in Saddam Hussein's massive top-secret uranium enrichment and nuclear weapons programs. The Pentagon placed Dr. Jafar on Centrum's blacklist in 2003, designated Jafar as a senior Saddam regiment official enemy combatant who was wanted for capture and could be legitimately targeted by U.S. and coalition military forces. To the surprise of the UN weapons inspector David K. Jr., Jafar was able to draw detailed diagrams from the memory showing exactly how to build a nuclear weapon. Dr. Jafar started, "You can build our buildings, but you can't destroy our technology, but you cannot take out our heads. We now have the capability." My eyes get watery, sorry. Dr. Jafar is also known as the miniaturized nuclear weapon, the Iraq beach ball. I think I said that right. North Korea. Kim Jong-un was seen in 2017 on North Korean television with a what appeared to be a miniaturized nuclear weapon striking similar to Dr. Jafar's beach ball. Dr. Jafar and Kim Jong-un's father regime worked to coerce for a delivery system for a Northern Korean ballistic missile production line to be built in Iraq. Dr. Jafar's brother, Crescent Group chairman Hamed Jafar, also came under scrutiny. Hamed Jafar was investigated by multiple congressional committees and the U.S. Treasury Department for operating Crescent Pelican as a Saddam Front Company in a WMD funding scheme known as Oil for Super Weapons. The Obama administration awarded the Jafar family's Gunfanier the keys to Port Canaveral's cargo container terminal, despite the fact that Soviet trained nuclear physicist Dr. Jafar and electromagnetic isotope separation EMIS uranium enrichment expert oversaw a clandestine Iraqi program to enrich uranium to weapons grade military specifications in pursuit of Saddam's Arab bomb. Dr. Jafar is the CRO of the Crescent Group subsidiary Iraq Power, which builds power stations. Dr. Jafar repossessed Iraqi power stations to clandestinely send electricity oh my gosh, I can't believe I can't say that, to his CRET EMIS uranium enrichment WMD sites in support of Jafar's and Saddam's Arab bomb program. Dr. Jafar has taken the lead in the Crescent partnership with a Interrail working with the Russians on new power plant projects in the Middle East. According to Dr. Jafar's nephew, Bajar Jafar, looking at the opportunities within Russia itself, the other main subsidiary of the Crescent Group, Crescent Enterprises, owns a company called Gafnir, which today is the largest privately owned port operator in the world in the terms of operated volumes. Gafnir is looking to expand its geographic footprint by investigating the Russia's underdeveloped ports and logistics sector, specifically the management of container terminals, logistics partnerships, and the inland deports, another one of Crescent's Enterprises subsidiaries. Iraq Power is active in the power sector and is looking at power opportunities alongside Interrail's U.S., one of Russia's largest energy companies. Badar Jafar, CEO of Crescent Enterprises and president of Crescent Petroleum Leaders magazine, interview October 4th, 2013. Port Kavanaugh is the nexus of critical military and space infrastructure, and a major U.S. port integral to U.S. national defense and space security. Port Kavanaugh is adjacent to NASA's Kennedy Space Center and Cavanaugh Air Force Station, where American spy satellites are launched. Gafnir's port is Cavanaugh's cargo container terminal sites a few hundred yards from a U.S. Navy Trident nuclear submarine base. Russia's Cub-Clay container cruise missile launch system, a game changer. As we previously reported, the Jafar's Gafnir has entered a joint venture with Russia's state-owned weapons manufacturer Rostec. Rostec exports Russia's Trojan Horse Club K cargo container cruise missile launch system through Rostec's wholly owned subsidiary Rosoboro Export. So there you go. The Club K is designed to look identical as the standard cargo containers. The Club K allows Russia and their rogue regime allies stealth access to the United States. The Club K bypasses early warning systems by launching Russian caliber cruise missiles armed with nuclear, EMP, or conventional warheads from cargo ships off U.S. shores and from trains, trucks, and ravine boats inside every hamlet in America. Well, obviously, we can see what the destruction can be. The Jafars entered into the joint venture with Rostec in 2010. Why would why was this a dire threat ignored by the Obama administration officials who helped Gulfnear secure a lease a port Kavanaugh and bypass the required national security threat analysis? Oh, geez, because he was in on it. Fucking traitor. Sorry for my language. The Obama administration, the most corrupt in the U.S. history of the United States, declined to subject the Project Pelican, Governor Port Kavanaugh deal, and mandated Committee on Foreign Investment in the United States National Security Threat Analysis. So he basically just gave him like, hey man, do whatever you want, man. If anything, how much money do you need to get this off the ground? Because Michael and I, we will fund your operation. Right? Pretty much what it was. And Clinton's tied. Deal, no deal, uranium, one deal. Hillary Clinton's State Department was one of the 8 agencies to review and sign off on the sale of the uranium run to Russia. However, then the Security State of Clinton was the only agency whose head, his family foundation, received $145 million in donations from multiple people connected to the uranium deal, as reported by the New York Times. Ahmed Jafar is a founding shareholder of Pakistani private equity firm by Abraj Group. The Wall Street Journal reported on February 2, 2018, that the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, the World Bank International Finance Corporation, IFC, and other 2 institutional investors asked the Abraj Group for bank statements to determine what happened to the hundreds of millions of dollars to the Abraj's $1 billion healthcare fund that were earmarked for construction of hospitals and medical clinics in Pakistan, India, Nigeria, Kenya. After the Abraj Group refused to turn over bank statements, the investors retained auditing the Ankura Consulting Group and conducted forensic trace on the money. We all know where the money went. It went back to them, all in their pockets. All right. Well, this is getting super lengthy. I'll just leave the article. I'll leave the link in the article below. But it's just something that I just stumbled upon. Project Pelican. Never knew about it. Super interesting. Who's funding it? Who has access to these type of weapons now, right? Because this was back in what, 2010, 2012. Seems very sophisticated for me if it was back then. My opinion, something that, you know, y'all can just, I'm not going to read this whole thing, dude. Like, look at how long this goes, dude. Well, I think it stops right here, but as our FBI used to say, there are no coincidences, right? They're all tied together. They all fund each other. They all just do whatever is best in their interests, you know? All these people, all these names.
Two very good freshman friends were from Karachi, Pakistan, Wahid Hamid and Mohammed Hassan Chandu. They're ranked as some of Obama's best bundlers and are members of his National Finance Committee. Each has raised more than $100,000 for the campaign. Hamid is a new board member of Pepsi Americas Incorporated. Chandu spent 2 years as Obama's roommate and is a self-employed financial consultant. He lives here just outside New York City. Another Oxy friend of Chandu's and Obama's is Margot Mifflin. She's a journalism professor at City University in New York. None would speak on camera or on the record to Fox News.
I traveled to Pakistan when I was in college.
While attending a San Francisco fundraiser last April, Obama mentioned a 3-week trip he took with Hamid to Pakistan and India, which included a visit with Chandu's family. He was 20 years old at the time.
Foreign policy is the area where I probably am most confident that I know more and understand the world better than Senator Clinton or Senator McCain. I knew what Sunni and Shia was before I joined the Senate Foreign Relations Committee.
If this 3-week trip to Pakistan had left such an impression on him, why didn't you write about it in this book?
Adam Goldman writes for the Associated Press in the New York Bureau.
The campaign confirmed it by Margot Mifflin, who dated Chandu. She confirmed the story, and he traveled with Wahid. The campaign hasn't talked too much about it, and Wahid wouldn't return our phone calls, and Chandu declined to discuss it as well.
The campaign did not elaborate on our questions, but referred us to an April Newsweek interview in which Obama said, part of the most memorable portion was seeing what was essentially a feudal life. You had peasants who were still functioning as indentured servants.
Well, there you go. It's a little whatever, dude. This is all I'm gonna go through. Not a professional. And it's like super early in the morning. I just woke up and I'm like, I don't know, it just like popped up in my feed. I was like, what is this? But there you go. A lot of people, a lot of connections. I'm surprised the Gates Foundation is up in there. You know, that right there should be a red flag for y'all. But yeah, that's all I have to say about this. I'm gonna try to go back to bed. I probably won't. That's all I have for you, Patriots, worldwide. Thank you for listening, and whoever watches, you know, and likes. You know, well, nobody likes my videos. I get like one like, yay. But, you know, that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to spread information that's not relatively out there, you know, to people that don't really necessarily know about this type of stuff, you know, that's out there. But yeah, God bless you all. Have a good day. This is your host, Untitled 82, or you can just call me Noe. That's my name. I am Noe Untitled 82. But yeah, bye bye. I'll probably make another video later on today.